But I would say there's been like a few times in my life where I've gone through, you know, probably not clinical depression per se, but where I've been depressed. Sometimes when I was doing like work that I hate, it's when I would do my first like real job. I had like 3 months where I did not smile, and that is not how I operate my life. And I didn't even realize that that was like a thing. And it was because I was doing this thing, you know, 40 hours a week, that I was like, I hate this. I really don't like this. But I didn't have an idea that anything could be different. And then when I was trying to make a change in my career, and when I knew I did not want to do the work I'd been doing previously, but I didn't yet know what else there possibly could be, I went through a really dark period where I felt really stuck. You know, I felt like I couldn't make a single move into anything different without being sure it was the right thing. And when you're making that kind of change, you can't have that kind of certainty. So I was really stuck. I wasn't working. I was, yeah, I was pretty isolated, and I was pretty unhappy. And the biggest thing with that is that it felt like it was something that I couldn't talk about. So, you know, I told friends about it sometimes, but I didn't really feel like it was something I could talk about in a real way. I just felt more than anything like ashamed of it. It felt like some kind of dark secret. Now that this is more the field I work in, what I realize is everybody goes through periods like that. And anytime you know somebody else who's going through that and they share it with you, you don't feel, or in my experience, I don't feel burdened by it. I feel like it's a gift that somebody is willing to be that open with me. And so, yeah, I know what it feels like to be in a pretty dark place. And to just feel like, you know, time is like slipping through your fingers, and yet you're not doing anything with it, and you don't know how to move yourself forward, and you're just really, really stuck. So that's definitely something that I know what it's like. And for me, what really shifted things was work-wise, just starting to test something out and do something, because that's how things start moving again. And I think learning to talk about it, and then learning to feel my feelings, which meant that I went through a period where I cried a lot more publicly than like I would ever choose to. But now that's like an okay thing for me. It's not a dream, I don't love it, but actually it means that I'm connected to myself, and it allows me to connect with other people. So even though every now and then I'm like, oh my God, it's so awkward, I can't believe I just cried there. You know, for the most part, it is something that I think has allowed me to be more connected to myself, and allows me to be more real. And I would choose this over being disassociated and not present to my life any day. Life is so much more rich now when it comes down to it. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to go through other hard periods and that I don't.